wonder what a single day can tell us about, well, our shared future? We're going to do a little time traveling today to January 4th, 2026. We'll look at four seemingly separate events happening all over the globe and try to connect the dots. Let's see what this one day can show us. It sounds like a simple question, right? But the answer, wow. It's this incredibly complex tapestry of huge tech breakthroughs, some pretty serious geopolitical tremors, big swings in the economy, and even local traditions that are suddenly making a global splash. So let's try and piece this puzzle together. And we're going to start with something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. So on this one day, China drops this bombshell of an announcement. A brand new, staggering world record in transportation. And this isn't just some small step. It's a massive leap forward in how we all might be getting around, maybe sooner than we think. Okay, get ready for this number, 700 kilometers per hour. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. On this day, a superconducting maglev vehicle didn't just break a record, it absolutely shattered it. To give you some perspective, that's more than double the speed of the fastest high-speed trains we have running today. But honestly, the raw speed, that's only half the story. And it gets crazier. It hit that incredible speed in just 2 seconds. The acceleration is just mind-blowing. So you gotta be asking, how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to some pretty fascinating science. So the secret sauce here is magnetic levitation, or maglev for short. The vehicle has no wheels. Can you believe that? It literally floats above the track, held up and pushed forward by super powerful magnets. And because there's no friction from wheels on a track, you can get these incredible, unbelievable speeds. This idea has actually been around for more than 100 years, but it feels like only now we're seeing what it can really do. Right, so here's the key takeaway. This isn't just about going crazy fast for the fun of it. Maglev's tech promises ultra-fast travel, sure, but it also uses way less energy and needs a lot less maintenance. It's a huge showcase for this advanced superconducting magnet technology that could totally change what we think of as efficient transport. But building that kind of future takes a ton of resources, and that's a thread we're definitely going to pull on a little later. Okay, so on the exact same day, the headlines weren't all about amazing progress, far from it. While one part of the world was literally accelerating into the future, another was busy simulating a conflict. Let's shift our focus now, over to the Taiwan Strait. Justice Mission 2025. That was the official name China gave to this massive series of live-fire military drills they held all around Taiwan. And let's be honest, a name like that, it carries some serious weight. It's meant to signal very clear, very serious intent. The official description was a high-intensity, 2-day military exercise conducted by the People's Liberation Army. And you have to understand, this was not just some routine training exercise. No way. This was a powerful, very public show of military strength. And you can get a sense of the sheer scale of this thing right here. I mean, we're talking about a fully coordinated effort. You've got missile launches, fighter jet scrambling, a whole naval fleet moving into position, all of it working together to simulate a complete blockade of the island. The message they were sending was, well, unmistakable and very, very potent. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do these huge technological leaps and massive military drills connect to the rest of us? Well, a lot of the time, the answer is in the global markets. And on this particular day, the price of one single raw material was telling a huge part of the story. And that material was copper. So check this out. Copper prices on the London Metal Exchange hit an all-time high, almost $12,000 for a single ton. Now, this is way more than just a number on a screen for traders. Copper is like the metal of electrification. You need it for the superconducting magnets in that crazy fast train we just talked about. You need it for all the wiring in those fighter jets. And you absolutely need it for the big global shift to electric cars. So a price spike like this, oh yeah, that sends ripples absolutely everywhere. So what's behind this record price? Basically, it was a perfect storm. You had global demand just surging thanks to the green energy transition and all this new tech. Then, at the exact same time, major supply chains were getting all messed up, partly because of all that geopolitical tension we just saw. And on top of all that, new global policies were adding even more pressure. A perfect storm. All right, let's take a breath. We've been up in the dizzying heights of global markets and military strategy. For our last snapshot of the day, we're going to bring it way down to a much more local, human level. It's a great story about tradition, nature, and how one small community is making a really big splash on the world stage. So we're heading to Kolaroo Lake in Andhra Pradesh, India. This place is one of the country's biggest freshwater lakes, just this beautiful, vibrant ecosystem. People call it a fisherman's paradise and a haven for birds. And it's right here that a very traditional local food is suddenly becoming famous all over the world. The product is called karelu, which is a type of black dried fish. And the process? Well, it's just beautifully simple. It's completely natural. They take freshly caught fish, clean them really well, salt them using these old traditional methods, and then just lay them out on mats to dry in the sun. That's it. No chemicals, no fancy machines, just wisdom that's been passed down for generations. And in a world that's all about complex supply chains and high-tech factories, the real value here is that simplicity. This stuff is packed with protein and omega-3s. It lasts a long time on the shelf without any artificial junk. And, this is the most important part, its growing popularity is giving a huge boost to the people who live and work there. So just how big of a boost are we talking about? Well, get this. They're now exporting nearly 90 tons of this black-dried fish every single year. It's just a fantastic example of a local, sustainable tradition creating real, significant economic value for the rest of the world. So there you have it, a record-shattering train, a simulated blockade, a crazy commodities market, and a thriving local tradition, all in the same day. These four stories show a world that's kind of being pulled in a bunch of different directions at once, right? You've got massive technological ambition and serious geopolitical friction, and both are driving this huge demand for resources like copper, which creates these economic waves that hit all of us. But at the exact same time, you've got small communities finding incredible value in sustainable, traditional practices. It just goes to show you that our future isn't just one single story. It's all of these stories happening all at the same time, a super complex web of progress, tension, and resilience. So the real question we're left with is, which of these threads will end up being the strongest?